Today we are going to be looking at identifying equivalent expressions. Our learning goal is that we can identify equivalent expressions. Words to know: expression, equivalent, variables, and simplify. Let's discuss what the word equivalent means. For example, if I said 5 plus 2 is equivalent to 7, it means they are equal, but they are written in different forms, because we know that 5 plus 2 is 7, and 7 is equal to 7. So let's do one more example. If I had 6 plus 3 equals 9, we can say that 6 plus 3 is equivalent to 9 because we know that 9 equals 9. So equivalent means they are equal but written in different forms. Now we are looking at expressions, and we are going to determine if these two expressions are equivalent, and I'm going to give you two different strategies that you can use. The first strategy we are going to look at is simplifying the expression. So I'm trying to determine if 6x plus 2x plus 7 and 8x plus 7 are equivalent expressions. So I'm going to look at both of them and determine if I can simplify them any further. If I look at this first one, I know that I can simplify it because I have a 6x and a 2x that are like terms. So 6x plus 2x makes 8x, and I have 8x plus 7 on this side. And we should know that 8x plus 7 is equal to 8x plus 7. So they are equivalent. Now let's look at the second way you could do this. You can plug a number in for x and solve to see if it will give you the same answer. So I'm going to use the number 2. So I'm going to plug 2 in for x. It doesn't matter what number you use, except for you cannot use the number 0. So if I solve this, 6 times 2 is 12. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 7, then I can add. 12 plus 4 is 16 plus 7 is 23. Then I'm going to use the same number. So if I plugged in 2 here, I have to plug in 2 into this one. So this time I have 8 times 2 plus 7. I know that 8 times 2 is 16 plus 7, and then 16 plus 7 is 23. So 23 is equal to 23, so they are equivalent. Let's take a look at these two expressions and determine if they're equivalent. I'm going to start by looking at the 5 parentheses 3x plus 4. So we know the parentheses means the distributive property. It means I'm going to multiply this 5 to every term inside the parentheses. So 5 times 3 would give me 15x. And then we also have to do 5 times 4, which is 20. Can I say that 15x plus 20 is equal to 15x plus 4? No, they are not, because adding 20 and adding 4 are two different terms. But we could also plug in a number to determine if they are equivalent as well. So I'm going to plug in the number 2 again. So I have 5 and then 3. And remember, when there is a number and a coefficient, that means to multiply. So 3 times 2 plus 4, and then 15 times 2 plus 4. So I'm letting x equal 2 for both of the expressions. Follow order of operations. Take care of your parentheses first. 3 times 2 is 6. We still have parentheses, so 6 plus 4 is 10. 5 times 10 is 50. On this side, order of operations would be multiplication. 15 times 2 is 30, plus 4 is 34. So I can say 50 is not equal to 34. So it's not equivalent. Let's complete one more example problem together before you try the next two on your own. This time, both of the expressions have distributive properties, so I want to write both in simplest form. So a half times 4 is going to be 2x. So think about writing a half times 4, which we would need to do 4 over 1. So that would give me 4 over 2. So 4 divided by 2 is where I'm getting 2x. Then a half times 10 is going to be 5. So if you think a half as actually dividing by 2 when you're multiplying by half, then I need to come do distributive property on the other problem. 2 times x would give me 2x. 2 times 5, and it's going to be a minus, is going to be minus 10. We can say that these are not equivalent because this one is adding 5 and this one is subtracting 10. Try this problem on your own, pause the video, and when you're done, come back and check your work. Welcome back. Let's see if we get this problem correct. 4 times 2 would give me 8x. 4 times 1 would be minus 4. This one is 4x plus 4x, so I can combine them, be 8x minus 1. So I can say they are not equivalent because minusing 4 and minusing 1 are not the same thing. Remember, you can also plug in a number to see if it's the same. So I can plug in 2 times 2 minus 1, and over here, do the same thing and see if I get the same results. So complete your parentheses first. 2 times 2 is 4. And then you have 4 minus 1 is 3, and 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 4 times 2 is 8, minus 1. 8 plus 8 is 16, minus 1 is 15. So 12 is not equal to 15. Okay, try this one on your own. Pause the video, and when you are done, unpause it and check your answer. So I cannot simplify this first one, so I'm going to look at the second one. This one can be simplified because of distributive property. 3 times 2 is 6x. 3 times 2 is 6. So I can say they are equivalent because 6x plus 6 is equal to 6x plus 6. And you can plug in a number to test if it works that way as well. Your to-do list for tonight is to complete your notes, write down any questions, and work a few problems on your review that we've already covered in class. Reminders, you have a concept check on multi-step distributive property tomorrow, and you have expressions test on Friday. If you want to retake any of your concept checks, please come in to tutorials, or if you have time during class, and ask for the redo paper.